Hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to FanZcene. Greg here, and today, after you, physical media will always be there. What do I mean by that? So, on a daily basis, I constantly hear that physical media is gone. You can't find it anywhere. It's dead. It's dying. It's going away. Now, here on the channel, I like to keep it positive. I personally do not think physical media is dead or dying or going anywhere anytime soon. But I do know there is a list of things that people will say this and that, but I don't like to harp on that. I don't like to I don't like to think about it. I like to keep it positive and everything. And what I mean by physical media will always be there is like even in years and years to come. I think it's going to be like good maybe 10-20 years, or if not longer, before the studios and them stop making physical media altogether, because there will come a time when physical media will stop being made. That is inevitable, but I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. And you never know, it may surprise you, like vinyl, which we've been talking a lot about that here, is like because physical media is a niche audience anyways. So it may continue on for years and years to come, because they did say vinyl was dead at one point, but it's not. It's still here. But anyways, what I'm really talking about here is that I recently got Jaws, the 50th anniversary 4K edition, right? This is like the third or fourth release of Jaws on 4K, and I've actually had this digibook here for years. Of this was the Blu-ray, right, with the Blu-ray in it, and it's got a nice little booklet here, and the DVD. I've had this for years. Jaws is a movie that the masses absolutely love. I love it. You love it. We all love it. We grew up on Jaws. It's the first blockbuster. It's an incredible movie. It's been around for 50 years. We're still talking about it. It's been released on VHS hundreds of times. It's been released on DVD hundreds of times. It's been released on Blu-ray hundreds of times. And like I said, this is like his fourth 4K. It's my first 4K of it. Not my fourth. I haven't bought 4 copies of it on 4K, but it's my first 4K. Right. So, and then it's liable to be released again in another 4K in the next couple years, in 10 years or 5 years on another 4K. Now, see, what I mean is this will always be there on physical media. Even if discs are stopped being made, period, this will always be there. There will always be copies of Jaws out there for you to buy at a thrift store, secondhand store, off of collectors, off of eBay, off of online. Even if they stop making them, it will always be there, because you have to be able to distinguish between, the normal everyday person and the masses and the collector, such as myself. See, like most people will want a copy of Jaws because it is a classic movie. Masses love it, and there's multiple copies, like I mentioned, out there for people to buy. But also, most people out there will not want a movie like Schizoid, right? Most people probably have no idea what this movie even is, or never heard of this movie. This is something like myself as a collector, I would buy. Right? I'm a collector. So there's differences between the average person out there who is absolutely fine with streaming, but also wants their favorite movies, a la Jaws, on a physical copy. And they will always be able to get Jaws on a physical copy because it will always be there. And as somebody who is a collector, I will have the movie Schizoid in my collection, and it will always be there because physical media will always be there. Now, yes, I could go into a whole thing. It's like, oh, it's going to be harder to find and everything. One of my biggest complaints that I will actually complain about is scalpers. I absolutely hate scalpers who will make prices of these types of movies like this go up in so high because they buy them all up and then they scalp them and sell them for outrageous prices. There's still people trying to sell diamond VHSs, Disney diamond VHSs for thousands of dollars. They'll never sell those, and it's just a ridiculous thing. It's just a ridiculous thing. But after I got my 4K copies of Jaws and everything, and I started thinking about how physical media will always be there. It's always going to be there. You don't have to worry about it being taken down off of streaming services, edited, changed. Well, unless you're Crocodile Dundee. But that's neither here nor there. And I'm hearing maybe the US version may be the unedited version. So we don't know about that for sure yet. But for the physical media, it will always be there. There'll always be thrift stores. There'll always be people getting rid of their collection. There will be people like myself in years to come that will pass away, and their families will get rid of their collections and sell them out. So physical media will always be there for you to get. Now, will it be easy to get? Will it be expensive? Will it be hard? That's another story, but it will always be there. And if you collect yourself, it would always be there for you. And like I've always said here on the channel to everybody watching, from collectors to people getting back into physical media to the average person out there who does stream and just wants maybe a copy of Jaws, in their collection, so they can always just have Jaws in their collection and watch it whenever they want and not have to worry about streaming and watch other streaming stuff. I would say make a list of your top 20, maybe 50 movies of all times if you have 50, 10 if you're not even that much into movies. Make a list of your favorite movies and buy those on a physical copy, whatever suits you. You know, I'm not a stickler. Yes, I have 4K. I love 4K. I love the 4K format. I know there's a lot of caveats with the 4K formats that people complain about. Once again, I'm not going to harp on that. I like to keep it positive. If you don't like 4K, I've always said you don't have to go 4K. You know, you can buy you a DVD or Blu-ray. You can buy you a VHS of Jaws. You can buy you a laser disc of Jaws. Buy your favorites on whatever format suits you best, that you enjoy, that you like. And also always remember as well that physical media is so much more than just Blu-rays and 4Ks. It's, you know, it is vinyl. Vinyl is a form of, you know, physical media. It's also CDs. CDs are a form of physical media, right? I like Creed. So what? And also books. Books are a form of physical media. Great book, by the way. The Last Action Heroes. Love this book. Also, physical copies of games. I'm not a gamer, so I can't like hold up video games. I mean, I do have some old like Nintendo NES games and an old Nintendo, but I didn't bring that out. But like old school games and physical copies of games are physical media. So I would always say buy your favorites and whatever you love on physical media, because physical media will always be there. It will always be there, right? Even if they stop making physical media will always be there. You will always have it, right? If maybe not Schizoid, because you know that's a boutique Vinegar Syndrome title, you know, that maybe not the masses will want, but somebody like me wants, and I will buy and I will get, and you know, I'll hang on to it forever, and it will always be there for me. But I will have Jaws. I will have Jaws on 4K, and by the way, this is a great set. You know, I waited a while to get Jaws on 4K. Tom's going to from Midnight's Edge would kill me, but I waited a while to get Jaws on 4K, and this is a nice, you know, 3 disc set, you know, with the 4K, the Blu-ray, and the new 50 Jaws at 50 documentary. Like I said, this is liable to be released again on the 55th anniversary and the 60th anniversary. So Jaws will always be there for the masses, that, you know, because these are like the mainstream movies that we all love and grew up on. So that will always be there. And physical media will always be there. Like I said, I could harp all day. I could come on in here and say, there's nowhere to buy physical media. And yes, even if you've, you know, when they stop making it and the scalpers come along and these will be in the thrift stores and stuff, they'll be charging outrageous prices. Whatever shall we do? I could do that. I could do that, but I don't want to do that. That's not me. That's in me. I like to be happy and positive about physical media. You know, I love it. It's a passion of mine. I love movies. I love being able to have something in my hands and that I can hold with the artwork, something that brings back nostalgic memories, something that brings new memories, something that I've never find something like Schizoid, which I had never seen before when I bought it, and I really enjoyed it. You know, something like that. I love being able to find that, or finding and listening into music and books and everything like that. You know, and I dropped my Creed CD. Oh no, but you know, reading and listening and stuff. I love being able to do that. I love being able to have that. It's something that connects yourself to these things that you just don't get on streaming and digital. And like I said, if you like streaming digital, that's fine. But to me, that's just not where my heart lies. I don't like streaming. I don't like digital. I like physical. And it will always be there. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. Your thoughts and stuff about physical media always being there. Some of your favorite mainstream movies like Jaws that you like and that you have multiple copies of, or that, you know, whatever, or movies like maybe Schizoid that you know, that you have that maybe most people don't know about, or CDs or vinyls or games or whatever. Leave all that in the comment section down below. And if you liked what you saw here, maybe consider hitting that like button or subscribing, hitting that bell for notification. That'd be awesome if you're in your guys' subscriptions, or possibly share the video out for everybody to see, or join and become a channel member, because that would help out my channel immensely. Thank you, and shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for being channel members here and for all of your support. And to everybody watching, whether you liked me, hated me, or liked this video, or hated this video, I thank you for sticking this long. Wherever y'all are, please have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Always support physical media, because it truly is the superior format, now more than ever. Godspeed.